In the summer of 2023, screenwriters and actors brought Hollywood to a standstill. The WGA and SAG-AFTRA strikes forced a correction between creative labor and corporate capital, securing new guarantees around residuals and artificial intelligence protections. But a better contract doesn't change the physical reality of the work. When an artist actually sits down to create, they still face high-cost, sterile studios and disjointed travel logistics that drain their budget and ruin their creative focus. This creates a high-speed hamster wheel similar to a fast food drive-in. The modern gig worker is treated as a performance metric, a cog moving a line, rather than an individual with inherent dignity. Corporate culture attempts to mask this exhaustion with transactional perks and crookedly tacked-up posters. But these efforts ignore the actual value of creative labor, reducing the artist's output to a unit of efficiency. A labor contract means little if the physical infrastructure of creation remains designed for extraction. To move forward, artists require a system engineered for sovereignty. Tyāga is that infrastructure. It is a system built on 3 layers: physical real estate, Web3 intellectual property protection, and an immersive storytelling environment. It replaces the coordination nightmare of coordinating disjointed travel, lodging, and hourly rentals with a unified, creator-centric space. By merging these elements, Tyāga converts the artist's time back into pure creation time. The physical layer is the studio Airbnb hybrid. This model merges high-end lodging with a professional Logic Pro recording studio, eliminating travel costs and creative exhaustion by allowing the artist to live where they work. This setup capitalizes on the financial stability and residual streams recently won by established creators. Post-strike, these artists have a capital to invest in multi-day stays that maximize their productivity. This strategy scales from a single studio into a franchise framework. The blueprint calls for an empire of 212 hybrid units, all networked together. This real estate-backed foundation generates wealth while protecting the artist's mental and creative focus. Physical space alone is insufficient in the age of AI. Without transparent registration, creators face IP blind spots that allow their work to be scraped and used without compensation. Tyāga solves this with a 4-part IP inventory. It organizes music, character rigs, animation files, and smart contracts into a digital ledger, transforming raw creative work into quantifiable financial assets. The math reveals the hidden leverage in this system. If you take a conservative indie rate of $50 and multiply the hours spent on a single animation project, you find an asset value of over $10,000. Across a full archive, this translates to 6-figure replacement value. The ecosystem uses blockchain to register, fractionalize, and license this property at the point of origin. This creates a transparent, automated royalty system. It allows artists to bypass legacy accounting and maintain control over their work in an AI-driven market. A Web3 business requires an engaging consumer face. The Tyāga strategy combines the character-driven IP model of Disney with the distribution capabilities of a label like Universal Records. This is delivered through the Trappist One app and the Purple Cover playback system. Instead of scrolling through a playlist, fans discover music by exploring interactive, lore-driven locations. The ecosystem uses ancient myths and planetary storytelling as decentralized memory devices. Encoding music within these narratives builds a deeper mythological imprint on the audience. Fictional settings like Chiron and Chuck's Barn function as persistent, interactive IP locations that directly monetize community engagement. The roadmap to 2026 traces a direct path from assembling the first live playback rig to launching the label and scaling the hybrid real estate network. The Chuck of the world exits his role as an invisible cog in a drive-in machine to become a sovereign node on a decentralized creative grid. The recent strikes confirmed the central truth of the creative economy. The creators themselves are the ultimate source of economic value. The old industry was built for extraction. Tyāga is the infrastructure for the newly empowered creative class. The barn is open.